Oh, hang on. Yeah, I'll skip through this bit. We don't need this bit.
Actually, I'd love to go home.
Okay, let's go home. There's no one else to go and see? We can't go and see the sisters? I guess not. Let's go. I did see it was showing a signpost here somewhere. There we go. So what now? What we're going to play now? Well, let's go and see what the rest of this happens up here first. I want to go and see what this gift is. Something to help with mutagens, I think he said. Be it ever so humble. Roach in the stables. Nice. Got a dog. We have...
Master Witcher, some unknown individual barged into the residence. I resisted as best I could, but to no avail.
Who is it?
Alas, they did not do me the basic courtesy of introducing themselves.
Who's waiting in here? This looks so good. The animation is so smooth.
Unexpected as ever.
Well, I almost said it might be Yennefer. I thought it might have been the Duchess, actually, but... Was this where Yennefer wanted to settle down to, then?
And beautiful as ever.
Won't you even ask why I've come? Or how I found you?
Wouldn't get a straight answer anyway.
Quite true.
Used to bother me, all your secrets. Now I know if you have something to tell me, you'll tell me. Don't need to ask.
I missed you, Geralt. Madly.
Truly, madly, deeply.
Come outside. We can hold hands and stare at the sky. Like some shitty two-crown romance.
Sounds good. Or we can drink all that expensive wine. That super duper ducal wine. Sangreal or whatever it was called. Okay, let's... What do we start with? Let's start at the top and work down.
Brought quite a few books. Let me guess. Working on a new spell?
Not at all. These aren't grimoires, just pleasure reading. The Name of the Orchid. A widower for half a year.
Always thought you too busy to make time for something as impractical as pleasure reading.
Because I was. But now I'm not.
She's retired.
A few weeks ago, I awoke to the realization that I know not what to do next. I have no plan. I have no goal. And you know what? I like that. Finally, I can stop thinking about politics and focus on what's important to me. Which is why I came here.
That smile.
Liking Toussaint so far?
Full of mischief.
The landscape's lovely and the towns are charming, no question about that.
But
the southern sun plays havoc with my wardrobe. To be blunt, wear black down here and you're pretty damn hot.
might need to think about changing your color palette. Off-white and pea green, for instance.
And I'll wear scents distilled from turnips and daisies. I think I shall simply stay in the shade. And you'll bring me cool drinks. At regular intervals.
Looks like he's been ordered.
Bring you whatever you want.
Is this Geralt's happy ending?
You know, feels kind of strange having a home.
The
I
glitchy
must say,
pheasant.
I never pictured you owning real estate.
Was something of an accident, but I'm not about to complain. Yen, back then, before we fought the hunt, said you wanted to run away with me to the world's end. This vineyard, good enough?
Yes, although there's one thing missing.
Namely,
A unicorn.
I shall give you a hint. It's large, white, has 4 legs, category taxidermy.
oh yeah. The unicorn. Fine. You can bring it down here.
Already
I
have.
knew you'd see things my way.
Ever thought this day would come? Me and you, peace and quiet. Bees buzzing, birds chirping.
I almost regret delaying so long before coming to you. I was quite the silly goose.
You have doubts? Though I imagine it might have been hard coming after me. Always were proud as a peacock.
Please, Geralt. I'm not like other sorceresses to feel that following someone means my wings have been clipped.
Ooh, watch what you say about your colleagues. Remember, it's an ill bird that fouls its own nest.
Well said,
It's
Witcher.
good saying.
You're not only handsome, but wise, too. I feel a bit like the cat that got the canary.
Yeah, and I'm... Damn it, you win. This time.
Ha!
How'd that start, anyway? Our duels and wordplay.
Forgotten. It was at a vernissage in Banard. You started it to keep from going mad with boredom. I remember finding your sense of humor both groan-worthy and somehow endearing. Never change, Geralt. I beg you.
Let's talk later then. I think we've done everything.
So, talk again later.
Of course. I'm not going anywhere.
Pheasant for supper tonight, I think. Okay, so do we have to go and see what Regis's gift is as well? Or is that it? Or is that us done? Oh, hang on. Muta generator. Letter from Regis. I better read these. Dear Geralt, if you're reading these words, it means I'm already far beyond the borders of Toussaint, and you have found my muta generator. Of course, you may dub this instrument however you like, perhaps something more fitting to your taste, or better reflecting its functions. But I have no doubt your knowledge on the subject of mutagens is far more profound and thorough than mine. I've been working on this device in my spare time, but now it's finished, and I'm convinced as an inventor can be, before his invention has been used as intended, of the usefulness of this apparatus. You're surely wondering what function it is meant to serve. Oh, there's a lot here. As the name indicates, the muta generator generates mutagens. It operates by absorbing electromagical energy waves from bodies, in this case the bodies of the monsters and evildoers you kill, and when it is absorbed enough, so as to be charged to a critical amount, the muta generator changes the stored energy into a greater mutagen, which I suspect you will make good use of. As you surely understand, I am an amateur engineer, which is why you must forgive the lack of an ability for you to direct this operation. Which mutagen emerges as a result is determined at random, meaning chance will decide if it's a green, red or blue mutagen. Chance. Yet I have noted the colours tend to alternate by and large. I trust you shall find my gift useful. Your dearly devoted friend, Emil Regis Roelich Terzieff Godfroy. That's quite a name. P.S. You might be wondering why I decided to toss the muta generator into your home instead of simply handing it to you in person. Well, you must know I did it out of modesty, believe it or not. Take care, Geralt, and may my gift serve you well. And that was nice. And that was a letter revealing the 5th victim. What a story. What a story. Now is the time for the video. Seriously guys, can I show this on Twitch, or is this going to get trouble? Let me know, because I think, let me just see, I should be able to do this. Let's open that. Safe to watch? Okay. Let's take a look. Let's just whack this in. I'm just going to quickly just check this, knowing what you guys are like. 10th anniversary of the Witcher game series. Okay, let's go to... Is that showing through okay? All right, let's full screen this up and let's play it. Should be able to hear this.
Hey, was just reminiscing and realized, damn.
Just before I play that, I see Indigo's asked, why would it give you trouble though? Because if this is full of sex scenes or something like that. I just want to be aware before I rebroadcast it.
Hey, was just reminiscing and realized, damn, been ages since we last saw each other. You know me, got a hard time staying put. Though, Regis says I'm getting old. Drops in with herbs for trysts sometimes. Strange species I've never seen. They grab Yennefer, lock themselves in her lab, spend all day brewing. Wouldn't dare interrupt them. Not that I'm complaining.
Whole gang's back
Gives
together.
me time to help the guys with their contracts. Although,
David Beckham at the end there.
can't shake the feeling they mainly take jobs nearby. Lambert practically lives here. As I said, find it hard to sit still. Except, things are good here, you know? I'm good. We play Gwent, drink wine, swipe grapes from Anarietta's vineyards the odd moonlit night. Vesemir'd enjoy that especially. Been through hell and high water, you and me. Fact is, you know me better than anyone else does. Actually, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you.
A lot of noise going on suddenly.
Thanks for everything. And know we all miss you, old friend. So, might be my birthday, but I say, here's to you.
I've seen that picture.
Now, tell us how you're doing.
Yeah, I've seen that picture. There's a poster of that somewhere you can buy, or in a t-shirt. Time is fleeting, but memories are forever. Love CD Projekt Red. And that was the 10-year anniversary of CD Projekt Red, right? Witcher, Witcher 2, Witcher Wild Hunt, and Gwent the card game. Huh. Oh, well, that was a pretty cool video. That was quite good. Hang on, let's see if I can get back to the game. Nice. That was nice. Yeah, I was looking for some, because CD Projekt Red have a merch store, and I was looking for some posters, I think, and I don't know that they really have any. And I was searching around, and I saw that picture on something, but I can't remember where I was looking. But yeah, that was cool. That was cool. I wonder if we'll ever see Geralt in another Witcher game. I know his story is effectively ended, but I mean, it's a hell of a franchise. I don't know. I'm not even going to speculate on it, because I don't know whether I'd be happy or sad, because it'd be so hard for anything to live up to this. It's just that good. Who's that in the corner? Oh, it's my maitre d'. I should probably take a look in the stash and see if there's anything that I want to take with me to the... Because you have to have it on your inventory when you do New Game Plus, is that right? Don't think I need that with me. Just request, transfer. Well, we can think about that another time. And to think you weren't sure about playing this game, glad you talked us into it. Best game ever. It is. It's become my #1 game. I've absolutely loved it. Been blown away. There's nothing I have left to do in the game at all, which is cool. I will have to make some sort of... There's no point doing a review on it now. I mean, it's a few years old, but I will have to make some sort of video. It's become my #1 game of all time, over anything I think I've ever played before. I'm just so impressed by how well it's been done. Just the story, the writing, the graphics, just everything about it. I mean, it's going up against games like... I know Skyrim's an older game, and Oblivion. They had some good stories in, but there's no way that games like that compare to how well this has been sort of written and put together, and the plot and the quest and the stories all meld together and just work. And even when you do things out of sequence, it all rejigs itself, and the conversations then reline up, and it goes ahead down some different alleyway. It's just fantastic. And I just can't think of anything that is as well polished as this. And yes, there's still strange bugs and glitches in it. Lots of funny ones, really. I can't think of any glitches that have actually ruined or spoiled the game for me. They've just either they've just either been funny, or there've been stuff like that weird immunity thing fighting the Vampire tonight. As it turns out, it didn't really matter about that. So, I don't know what else to say. It's just so good. Witcher gives enormous emotion with the story. It does as well. You do get sucked in, and it's the same with the books. I finished one part of the story, and it actually brought a tear to my eye with happiness. It was a really good one. Dishonored has a good story too. Unfortunately, still too much in love with Seal Club in World of Warships. Dishonored. I haven't played those games. There's more than one, right? I think. Yeah. I will have to play through The Witcher 3 again at some point, and I may well stream it rather than doing it offline. But I think I'll play through Witcher 1 and 2 first. And I've also got Witcher. Is it Thronebreaker Tales? You know that. Not with Geralt or anything. It's not an action game like this, but I've got that to play as well at some point. Yeah, I don't know what else to say about this other than just anyone who hasn't bought it should buy it, especially when it's on sale. Game of the Year edition for about 12 quid with all the DLC. How many hours? Where's my controller gone? I'm probably gonna be blocking this, but if I put this on and press that, there you go. 171 hours and 9 minutes. And yeah, it's taken me a bit longer because I've been streaming it, which always does, because I stop to talk and I do other things. But there's just no way I can regret that. For about 12 quid, I think I paid for it. That's the best value game ever, and it's become the most enjoyable game ever. So one of them games I'm kind of sad to see the end of, I think. Which just begs the question, what am I going to play next? Nothing tonight. I'm gonna end the stream at this point, I think, and go and see the family. But what are we gonna play next? I might stream a tiny bit more of Forged of Blood. I've pretty much made up my mind with that game, so it just depends whether the people on YouTube and the few people who watch me play it on Twitch want to see me either finish it or just, I don't know, come to some conclusion about it. The developers have listened to some of the complaints over on that, so that's good. They have addressed one or two issues, which I always like to see developers do, and they just patched something today which changes one of the options, so that's nice. But after that, because I'm not going to play that for much more, it's just not doing it for me, really. Frostpunk, I think. I promised to play Frostpunk a little while ago, and I want to play that. That'll be a change. And then we're probably going to grab something new by the time I finish that. So we'll get it going. You think you ended your first run in about that time too? About 170 hours? That is 170 hours of entertainment and story. That's the thing. It's not 170 hours of grinding, of repeating something like in other games where you'd just grind away crafting, grind away getting weapon skills up or collecting stuff to craft something. It's 170 hours of playing and exploring and just falling in love with the story and the characters. There's faults with the game. Let's think of some faults. There's got to be some faults with the game, right? Faults with the game. Tiny little bugs and glitches occasionally, but I mean, they're not, as I said earlier, they're not a problem. There was something I thought of that is a downside to the game. Too easy, perhaps? Or the difficulty levels. Yeah, the difficulty on it is either it's either way too easy, but you can turn that difficulty up, so that's fine. Or it's too easy, and then it's far too hard. And you see with like that fight against like that was a attack I need to avoid. But there's some other fights in the game, like the Djinn you go to kind of capture the Djinn with Yennefer. And if you've got level scaling on, fights against everything else is easy, impossible. And that's kind of how it goes. So they could do that better, but I mean, I have to find some little fault with it. I have to find something, because no game can be perfect. But this one comes as close as it could be. One other thing they could have done a bit differently is with the trophy system. It's a nice idea, having the trophy of the monster head hanging off your horse's saddle. They could have added a little bit more variety in the effects in that, because I didn't really ever feel the need to think, oh, I'll equip this what's it head, manticore head or whatever, or griffin head, because it gives me this bonus instead of using the head of this water hag. You know what I mean? Something like that. So I think they could have maybe expanded on that, but I can't ask much more because this game is just so good. The looted gear is almost always under level. I think once I got hold of some Witcher stuff, the looted gear it was just for selling. Apart from these couple of swords I've picked up here, which I could have looked at differently, but no, it's all good. I like the whole system. I like the builds options for the characters. They're really good. I like their potions systems. What do you call them? All the decoctions and oils and everything like that. I think that's all great. Yep. Can't say too much more about it. It's just so damn good. For such a huge and intricate game with interlocking quest chains, it's amazing there aren't more bugs. Yes, I agree. The thing that really impressed me about this is the number of dialogue options. And I don't just mean when you're talking to someone, it's got the 2 or 3 options that you can respond to. I mean, it's like there's one quest where you're with Yennefer and you just escape something and you come to talk to her. And you've got the options of asking if she's okay or just getting on with the thing. And you think, I better ask if she's okay, otherwise she'll have a moan at me about that. And if you load it back in, she does indeed. Or if you do a quest out of order, you trigger the start of a quest sooner, like you kill the target of a contract before you actually get the contract. All the rest of the conversation realigns, and you can actually say that, and it makes sense rather than it being some sort of weird, we've got a wyvern that needs killing, and you say, okay, I'll go and kill it, and it instantly completes because you killed it 3 hours ago, and then you go back, and the guy says, well, you were gone a long time. Have you? Yeah. In other games, that would happen. But in this, it doesn't happen like that. It all sort of fixes itself. It's really cleverly done. It's really well polished. You're now waiting for Witcher 4? That would be something special. But would it be? How could they follow this? It would be the hardest act ever. And I would be super excited, but super worried as well at the same time. If that makes sense. I think you know what I mean, right? Thanks for bringing you all along the path. Hey, you're welcome. Thanks for following, and thanks for all the advice and tips and just joining in with the story. It's been good. Zayaka? Yes, playing the best game ever made. I'm sorry if I got your name wrong. It is the best game ever made. I can't think of one that beats this. World of Warcraft Classic. I would play World of Warcraft Classic. I haven't got the mouse to show you, but World of Warcraft Classic, and you can you see this? If I hold that up to the thing, it won't be in focus. It's about there. Well, I'm trying to get in the camera. That is a cyst that was caused by me originally playing World of Warcraft Classic with a mouse, clicking too much and using the scroll wheel. And no, I'm not going back to that. Thanks. I had to switch to playing left-handed, using the mouse left-handed for 10 years, and now I've switched back and using a vertical mouse and controller to make sure that stays under control. But I'm not going back to Warcraft. I like it. I do like it. And Warcraft Vanilla was the best Warcraft. But no, I don't think I'll go back. I think memories of old games are best left as memories, because when you go back and look at them, you see all the faults because you're comparing them to games that have come out since with better graphics, cleverer systems. It's best left as a fond memory rather than raking it all up and thinking, you know what, this wasn't as good as I remembered, or if that makes sense. Using a Razer programmable mouse should help. My wife had the same issue, and we were using these Logitech. I forget the model of the mouse. It was a popular one at the time, and they just started remaking it recently. She got the same issue, same hand, playing the same game. So she went for the operation, which took a long... It was a quick operation, but the healing up and getting all the range of motion back took a long time. She has a huge, great big scar. So I opted just to stop using my right hand for playing Warcraft with. They fixed it. But yeah, you're right. Programmable mice do help with that. And also more key bindings as well. Which is another thing about Warcraft, is that there's so many mods to make it like really fluid to play, and you had to redo the mods every time there was a patch, and that really narked me a bit. So you reckon the first Witcher was good, the second was kind of meh, but the third is epic. I haven't played 1 and 2, but I do own them, and I will play back through them at some point. You're trying to temper your expectations of Cyberpunk to be as good as Witcher 3. They've got their work cut out. I mean, it's looking good. It does look good, but I don't know whether I expect to be the same as good as Witcher 3 or just I've just got to go in expecting a different experience, a good experience but different, and I've got to try not to compare it to this, which will be hard. If you use a regular mouse a lot, you'll end up with wrist injuries because of the angle of your wrists and how the bones cross each other. Well, yeah, I mean, it wasn't just Warcraft. I mean, when I was playing right-handed a lot, it would come back and hurt. I didn't really do it in World of Tanks because I was playing left-handed by then. But I started playing Kingdom Come Deliverance like that and doing all my work on YouTube and video editing. And if I was at the computer a long day, yes, it would hurt. It wasn't just the game. But never happened with my left hand, incidentally. And it might be because I was using a right-handed mouse. And I never switched the control of the buttons over. I just learnt to use the left button with the wrong finger, effectively. It was the same mouse, actually. I just started using it left-handed. So, but that obviously would put my hand at a slightly different angle for the tasks it was doing. So, yes, we are going to play. What are we going to play next? We're going to play, as I say, I'm going to finish off Forge of Blood very quickly. And it just depends if you guys want to see me finish it on stream or just come to a conclusion. Whether I do complete it. And then Frostpunk. And then maybe, is it Witcher Thronebreaker? Witcher Tales? I can't remember what it's called. It's supposed to be quite good. Might play that. But yeah, as you're talking about wrist angling on mice, yeah, I'm using an anchor. Can you see this? I'll just show this up to the camera, if that will... Hang on. Held. I've run out of cable. It's held like that. Left mouse, right mouse, middle mouse. And then it's just, it's fixed all my wrist pain. Using that, I can use that all day. No wrist pain. Vertical. Sorry, it's spinning the camera around. It's been brilliant. The only downside to it, and it's a 10 quid mouse, it's not an expensive one. The only downside to it is that I find myself accidentally right-clicking a lot, and it's probably because the way I'm using those fingers to almost pinch the mouse to hold it. I suspect it's that rather than the fault of the mouse itself, rather than it being too sensitive on the right trigger. But I mean, it's fixed the wrist pain. It's got thumb controllers as well. It's for 10 quid. It's it's been amazingly good for something that I only bought because it was cheap because I didn't expect it to work, and it's fixed all my issues. Yeah. Right, I'm going to leave things there, I think, folks. Thanks for following us to the end of Witcher 3 completely in that. A sad time, but a happy time as well. When will I be back? Definitely on Monday. Oh, it's a bank holiday. I should be back on Monday anyway. I don't think we're going away anywhere. And I'll see if I can get a stream in over the weekend. And I think the next full playthrough I'm planning is Frostpunk, which should be good. And we'll maybe see you for that. All right, well, have a great... Where are we? Yeah, have a great weekend, whatever you get up to. And I shall see you on the next one. Good night.